Did you know that tickling is actually a fetish? That there are people who are really so excited about tickling. I remember that I saw my first video. It was a porn video, right? I mean, the only thing that happened was the guy was tickling the girl. That was it. And she was tied, but she was dressed. I mean, it wasn't really like exciting, and so there was so many people really loved it. I used to have it in my hard limits at the beginning because I hate to be tickled. And I have places on my body who are so tickly, and I really, really hate it when somebody is touching it there. And what I found out is that it had to do with trust. Because tickling, there are not a lot of things that make you more vulnerable than being tickled. First of all, it's a lot of fun. I mean, you have to laugh. And it's actually weird, right? If you think about it, that your body is having fun. Well, maybe you are not having fun. It's even like this, that you can be so sad and you can be like grieving and mourning. And when somebody starts to tickle you, you will have to laugh. It's the only way to make your body, to force your body to a reaction, and you cannot help it. It's like sneezing. You have to laugh. But the fun thing is, it's not for everyone. Some people are not receptive for tickling. To be honest, I never met someone who is not receptive for tickling everywhere. Most people that challenge me and say I'm not ticklish, I managed to find one place or another where I can still tickle them. Not hard maybe, but usually what they do is then they just wave you away, right? And then it's like, don't do that. So, but tickling is a fantastic way. It's adding a lot of fun in the bedroom. And if this is something that you secretly fantasize about, it's actually quite accessible way to start spicing things up in the bedroom. So what you do is you have to discuss it, right? And so tell them, I mean, if you're dominant and submissive and your roles are established, then it's usually the dominant that's tickling the submissive. And to me, it's right, almost punishment. It was as a punishment. It was just fun, but it wasn't entirely fun. No, it was a lot of fun. I just really liked it. But the thing is that it makes you so vulnerable, and you're really in someone else's power. You really have to surrender into it, and it has to do with trust. And it's like it's pushing buttons if you're having trust issues, or if you're having issues with surrendering. Now, if you don't have a relationship where it's not established what role you have, and you're like in an equal relationship and you would like to explore a little bit more in kink, think about it. Who's going to be the tickler and who is going to be the one tickled? And then it's something that you can play with. I love to play with it when somebody is tied. It's really horrible. And it makes me so happy to think about it. And I wish this would be something that I could do on a distance. Unfortunately, you have to do this together, but it's so connecting. You can do that with your hands, of course. And it's an amazing way to find out where your partner's body is receptive, how they react on stuff. And for me, if you just go with your hands over my body and you just find out, and the only thing that you do is just touch it and caress it, you will find out where I am ticklish. I'm very, very, super, super, very ticklish. And then there's, for instance, for me, the part below my ass, that's super ticklish. I really hate it when somebody touches that. If you really want to torture me, you should tickle me there. And you don't even have to tickle me there. You can just throw your finger over it and I'm already crunching and squirming and all. So tie someone and start to explore their bodies. Tickling is wonderful. Of course you can use your fingers, but there's other things that you can use. A Wartenberg wheel, for instance. It's like a wheel with a pinwheel, is it? And then you can run it over somebody's body. It can be for pain, but for me, most of it is tickling. So this is something that you can use for tickling. Of course, feathers, Well, anything that you can stick in. If you can just like, if you take a toothpick and you run it over somebody's body, it can be very ticklish as well. Of course, tickling feet is fantastic. If you're together and you want to have a tickling assignment, this one is fantastic. Tie the submissive one on their belly and put their feet up. And just make sure that the feet are up and close together. And like tie them really, and then with a rope to the ceiling, of course, would be really fun. And all you're gonna do is tickle their feet. Just, you can do it of course, in the middle. That's the most sensitive part, but build it up. It's so much fun because the tension that you can build up with this is fantastic. You can just like start with the heels, and then they were very scared about it, and then they relax a bit, and then you suddenly go to the middle part, and then you tickle that. Oh, they're gonna suffer so hard, and they're so all the way in your power. I think this is an amazing way to establish dominance and submission. But even if you don't have a dominant and submissive relationship, this is wonderful to connect and to create more intimacy, more fun, more getting to know each other, more connection. It's body to body contact. It's just that it gives so much. So I would definitely recommend to put tickling as a part of your relationship in it. So have fun and play with passion.